What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a little bit of kind of a sit down style video where I would kind of talk you through my fitness journey, I guess. So I think you kind of get a bit of this from when I've posted things like Transformation Tuesday style photos on my Instagram, and yeah, I just feel like a lot of the people that I follow on social media who are in crazy good shape, and I really look up to them just in all sorts of different ways. I think it's really easy to kind of look at them and think they've always had things together, they've always been like that, they've always looked like that, they've always been that confident, been that positive, they've always had that mindset. And I think most of the time that's probably not true, and I know for me it's definitely not true. So I just kind of wanted to talk you through, I guess, a little bit of where I've kind of come from, and I guess just to, as well as sharing some really embarrassing photos, just kind of show that I've kind of been there, what I've been through, where I am now, I guess, and I guess where I kind of want to go from here, I guess. I was just in this real spiral of kind of training but not really knowing what I was doing. So I was going to the gym, but I was doing just loads of cardio because I just wanted to burn calories. I was just obsessed with how many calories I was burning. I would do things like I'd put an ab video on the TV and I'd sit and do abs, and then like the next day I'd be raging because I'd be like, where are they? Come on, I've done like 10 sit-ups, come on guys. I just didn't know what I was doing is the easiest way I can describe it. I ate a lot. Like I said, I've always absolutely loved food, so I would eat a lot, and I've got a ridiculously sweet tooth, and I'm also very capable of eating a lot of food, much to most people's surprise. So tucking away the food is no problem for me. But when you're then not training or you're not doing anything with that energy and with that food, naturally obviously you're going to gain weight. And I just came into this really weird cycle. I would do things like throughout the week I'd be having like my soups and my salads, and then I'd come home in the evening and I'd just absolutely eat whatever there was without stopping, because I'd felt like I'd restricted myself all day. I'd set myself these stupid rules, like you can only have chocolate at the weekends, or like Saturday night used to be like these absolute blowouts where you'd have like pizza, ice cream, like whatever you wanted, when actually now like I'd have pizza like in the middle of the week and I won't even think about it, because it will be in moderation and it won't be cutting it to the weekend. Means that at the weekend you just go wild, whereas if you actually just let yourself have it when you want it, I bet you'll find that you actually, when you have it, you just have it and enjoy it. You don't feel the need to eat like it's you're never gonna have it again. So yeah, I would say that side of things, it was very much a cycle of eat crap, exercise, try and burn off the crap, get in this loop of not really getting anywhere and slowly gaining weight to a point where I'd kind of got, I guess, to a stage where I felt like I really needed to start doing stuff. I did also try the Kayla Bikini Body Guide, which I'll also just say I did try that. And what I did really like is that you could do it from home. But what I just didn't, I guess looking back, what didn't really help is it didn't really teach me much about the exercises, the key kind of compound exercises, which are really good for things. And yeah, it was good. It helped get me moving. It helped give me some consistency. So doing kind of like, I can't remember how many workouts it was. I think it was 5 workouts or 4 workouts. It did give me something to kind of stick to and work towards. But yeah, I would say that it's a good place. It was a good place to start, and it was better than me doing nothing. But in terms of education, I guess it didn't really help me too much with that. So around 18 months ago, I was getting married. I got married last summer. So around kind of like March time, February, March time last year, I decided that I wanted to get in shape for the wedding, which was in August. And I know that pretty much every girl goes through this. I'm not saying that that's the right thing. it wasn't that I wanted to be different, it was just that I wanted to look my best and feel my best, and I think that's perfectly normal. I don't think it's about suddenly changing your shape drastically. I just think you feel this pressure that you want to be kind of your best version of you. So I actually contacted a trainer who did a plan for me online, which I followed for some of last year. As I kind of got to the end of last year, got through the wedding, I definitely did lose weight, and I definitely did tone up, and that was my first kind of experience of weight training, counting macros, all that type of thing. And I was doing things like I was following kind of a meal plan, so I was kind of flexible dieting, but I wasn't really flexible dieting because I was still kind of following more kind of set meals. I was having cheat days on kind of weekends. I was doing a lot of training, like the volume was very high of the training that I was doing because that was just kind of the style of the program that I had. I was still very much learning what I was doing, learning what I liked, but not really confident enough to do much about it, I guess. So I was just kind of following what was given to me, and as it kind of got to the end of last year, I just felt this real kind of ambition, I guess. Not ambition, that makes it sound like it's like a job, but that wasn't the case. It was more just like this real drive that I wanted to kind of do it myself, and I wanted to see what I could do, what I'd enjoyed about training, what I'd enjoyed about eating. How could I then start to actually just do the bits that I really liked about that? I sat down with my husband, Will. So what I should also say, this is a bit of a not a cheat, but I'm gonna say it. I've said before in a couple of videos that he he's a qualified personal trainer. He's got a sports science degree. He knows his stuff. He's done a bodybuilding competition, he's done a powerlifting competition, like he definitely knows what he's talking about. Let's just get that out of the way. We just stripped everything back. So I just wanted to focus on kind of training less, but training properly is the only way I can describe it. So I was doing a lot of volume. I was doing split body part days. So I was doing like a chest day, a shoulders day, a buys and tries day, a one leg day, a cardio day. Like it was very long, I would say. And it also meant there was like I felt this real pressure that if I missed one day, I then wasn't coming back to that body part for then another week again. Whereas I wanted to make sure that it could be a bit more fluid. So if I was doing things like what I actually started with at the beginning of this year, which was 2 upper and 2 lower days, it meant that if you had to miss a day, or you had to have an extra rest day, or you couldn't quite fit it in, it wasn't the same impact on what you were training. And I also wanted to have a real focus on my lower body. So I really wanted to kind of look at my lower body and try and work that quite a bit harder, because I feel like my upper body responded really good to weight training, but my lower body has always been a bit slower, and I think that's pretty normal for most people. And I also just didn't want the rules. I didn't want the rules about food. I just wanted to kind of give myself some macros, which I found online, and I just went on a macro calculator, put it into my Fitness Pal, play around adding things in, making sure I was hitting my protein first, and then kind of carbs and fats. I was just kind of seeing which I could make up with the rest of the calories that were left. So that's kind of where I started at this year. And then throughout this year, I've kind of continued on a similar vein and just noticed an insane amount of progress. So I'll put some pictures on the screen somewhere here, which shows you kind of the difference between January of this year and pretty much where I'm at now. And that kind of shows you how coming from just actually stripping things down to the basics, focusing on things like the compound list, so really trying to nail things like squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, military press, bench press, those kind of key killer exercises. Just slowing down, trying to do what I had in front of me really well, even if that means, you know, I haven't got time to do those extra exercises at the end, or I have got time, I'm going to do a few more. Being just a bit more fluid, and that's I would say is like one of the biggest things which I found has been great at keeping the consistency, which is ultimately I think what gives you the results, is just being able to be adaptive to what's happening. So having something which I'm able to do day in, day out, which I enjoy, and that comes from both training and nutrition, just means that it just feels like a lifestyle. It doesn't feel like I'm following a plan, or I'm following a diet, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. It just feels like normal. It just feels like every day, and it's a part of what I do. Right guys, I've had to relocate because it was too dark, and I've had to put a jumper on because it was too cold. So yeah, we're now in the kitchen. So I guess kind of I haven't really talked much about where I kind of see things going from here. So I definitely feel like when you kind of get to the point where you're in shape, or whatever you want to kind of call it, it is actually quite daunting to know what you do from there, because you kind of feel like, well, I've got to this point, what do I do now? Like I feel like I'm living my best life, whatever you want to call it. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm enjoying myself, but I still want to have goals, and that's normal, and that's completely cool. So I guess kind of to answer that question, where I want to go from here, I would absolutely love to get stronger. I would love to kind of see some progress in my lower body, particularly kind of in strength, maybe add a bit of muscle, all that type of thing. So I just think that feels so strange to say, because I've been there where I've literally wished yourself to be smaller, like most of my adult life, I would say. So to actually sit here and say, actually, do you know what? I want to get stronger, and if getting stronger means I get a bit bigger, then that's cool, that's fine. And yeah, I think that's really liberating to say. So in terms of how my training split is different now, so right now I've been doing actually a slightly different style training. It's predominantly focused on lower body, which, as I said, I feel like is where I kind of am focusing on at the moment. But the sessions are actually full body sessions, because they're kind of, you do like a lower body exercise and an upper body exercise, then lower than upper, like more that kind of style. And that for me is working really, really, really good, and I'm really enjoying it, because it's slightly different style training to what I have been doing, but it's also just, it's good. I just like it. I don't know why, I just really like it. So I'm sticking with that at the moment because I'm enjoying it. In terms of kind of my food and my nutrition, at the moment I have upped my protein. So I had a nice little chat with Jack, who gave me a bit of advice on things like nutrition and stuff. So I had a bit of a chat with him. And yeah, he gave me some things to kind of think about and look at and try and have a go with. So I'm having a go with that. It's more protein than what I've had before. So upping my protein. And the idea is slowly I'm going to try and reverse diet. So I'm going to start it probably in a couple of weeks time, and just slowly start to kind of build my calories up over time, so that it means in the long run more food, more gains. So that's it really. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I guess the point I just really want to make is, I can sit here and say what I do and what works for me and what I'm enjoying, but ultimately you've got to find what you enjoy and what you like doing. For me, strength training has been just life-changing. It's like, that sounds so dramatic, but it's true. So that is it. I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe below, and make sure that you let me know what you want to see more of. So what do you want to see in my next video? Give me some ideas, please, and I'll try and do them. And yeah, make sure you check me out on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, like, subscribe, I think I've said that, all of the above. That would be brilliant. Okay, bye.